The time my friend at Olive Garden took advantage of me. A few years ago, I worked as a server at Olive Garden while in college. One of my coworkers, Jay, was a busser who latched onto me as a friend because I was one of the few people who treated him like a human being. The rest of the servers mostly ignored him. Jay was a bit of an odd guy. He didn't wear deodorant, had some pretty strong political views, and wasn't exactly the most hygienic. But I was raised to be nice to people, so I'd ask him how his day was going and listen when he talked, even though he often went on rants. One day, I didn't have any college classes and my manager asked if I could cover a shift for someone who had to leave due to an emergency. I was broke, so I figured I could use the extra cash and agreed. I came in around 1 p.m., and as soon as I walked in, Jay approached me. Without even a hey or hello, he just bluntly asked, "Will you buy me lunch today?" The time my friend at Olive Garden took advantage of me. Part 2. I was a little frustrated by how forward he was, especially with no greeting, so I asked why he couldn't just buy it himself. He told me that since he was paid bi-weekly and was short on cash, he knew I'd be able to help since I worked as a server and got tips. Rude, but whatever. I mean, we did get an employee discount, so it wouldn't be too expensive. I agreed to buy him lunch, but told him, "Don't expect this all the time." He just nodded and ran off to the kitchen, all excited, without even a thank you. I was still kind of irritated, but I figured if I had to buy him something, I could at least get a good deal. The employee discount helped, but Olive Garden isn't exactly cheap, so his choice of chicken Alfredo was going to set me back around $13 even with the discount. I was planning to ring it up as an employee meal to at least get the soup, which is honestly the best thing on the menu at Olive Garden. The time my friend at Olive Garden took advantage of me. Part 3. 10 minutes later, Jay comes up to me and says, "Hey man, they made a small portion. Can you tell them to make it full size or send in another order so I can get two?" I was already feeling done with his attitude, so I snapped back, "No, I already paid for your lunch. I'm broke too, so you can take it or leave it." I went back to serving my tables, hoping that was the end of it. Later, Jay came up to me in a joking mood, saying something like, "Yeah, I saw the small plate and was like, nah, I'll just leave it." At this point, I was really irritated, but I didn't say anything. Throughout my shift, I saw that chicken Alfredo just sitting there, untouched. The guy had literally asked for a free meal, then didn't even bother eating it. Even now, I still get mad thinking about it. Like, what was the point?